Ann here, and it's been a while since I did a magazine harvest with you, and I'm wanting to restock some collage papers, so I'm going to go through how I glean from magazines. And I use a lot of things out of magazines. They're some of my favorite collage paper. The weight is nice. This is some few sheets that I've already taken out of magazines, and I'm looking for several things. Number one is collage paper, just for not so much the images, but just the pattern and the colors and the fonts I use. So I cut them up so that they're not in their recognizable form. For example, things like this. I love the look of type, but I don't necessarily want the type. Sometimes I do in my journals and stuff, but usually I'll do something to cut that up and use. So bits like this, ones like this I'll cut, so it's just the more the pattern of it than what it says. I'll even cut it up, and so then it's like kind of unrecognizable what it says, but it's still a neat color and pattern, graphic pattern on there. Ones like this I'll cut up so that I'm just getting little bits, or sometimes I will tear it to get that more of a torn look on there, and just tear it in then small enough pieces that it's no longer really recognizable. And I like to use things like that in my collage. So I'll just get to it, and I've got a variety. I was going through getting rid of some things. I've got a National Geographic, which I used to Citrusol, but these front ad pages don't work well for that, so I love to use those for collage. I actually have, this isn't a magazine, but it's a old children's book that's kind of fallen apart, and these I will use, probably some of these I will use images to use in my journals, because those can be appropriate. I also like these larger type words that are in children's books, so I might use some of those for journals as well. Less of this perhaps in art, although I might use some of this type that way too. This is just a state park, a local magazine, things like this. I have a beautiful Somerset Studio blogging magazine that has really lovely images in it. It's kind of hard for me to cut these up, but this is an old one from 2010, so had it around for a while, and it's time for me to de-stash and let it go. Lots of lovely stuff in there. I have an artist magazine that I've pulled out the articles out of here that I want to save and refer to. I've already pulled out, so these are fair game. An old cloth paper scissors magazine, Somerset Memories. This is from 2014. So these are all things I've had around for a while in my stash, and now it's time for me to reuse in a different way. So I'm gonna have at it and be back with you towards the end and show you what I have. Also, I didn't mention, once I have a stash of these, then I organize them by color in these kind of plastic envelopes, which I can kind of basically file away by color, and those are super handy when I need a certain color family. I can pull that out. Like this is all kind of oranges and browns, and super handy to just be able to pull that out when I'm working on a project. So let's get to it. In this children's book, I'm primarily cutting out images that I might use in my journal. And once I've gotten a fair bit of that, what I think I'll use, I'm moving on to a magazine. And when I'm cutting these magazines, I'm primarily looking for collage papers. So I'm looking at colors, textures. This is interesting texture here. I don't want anything that's terribly recognizable as an image. I want more like pattern, texture, kind of the graphic look of it. A lot of times if you cut up especially more complex images and cut out little sections of them, you can't really tell, you don't really notice what it is, you're just more noticing the pattern and texture of it. So if I'm collaging a bird and need bits of black, then I will just go pick out one of these blacks, and maybe it's for a wing or some part of a bird or a building or whatever it is that I'm collaging. And it no longer is what it was in that magazine. It has become something totally different. And I love that metamorphosis, that transformation from what it was into something new. I love these plastic envelopes. It's easy to organize and see exactly what I have. I have these little color-coded packages and makes it really quick and easy when I'm working to get just the bits that I need. I'll link these down below. I got them on Amazon, and I think there was 100. I got a big package of them. I don't know if you can get smaller sets or not, but I use these for everything, so have enjoyed having plenty of them. I'm pretty happy with the results of today's magazine harvest. I have lots of new little tidbits to collage with, and that'll keep me going for a little while. What do you use for collage? Do you use collage materials? Do you cut up magazines? Or do you use them in some whole different way? I hope you've enjoyed watching how I gather my collage bits out of magazines and books and get them organized. And stay tuned for future videos for how I will use these collage bits. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.